Hello everyone, it's that time again. Time for another, this is Sunday, confessions video. This is confessions video number 38, still part 3. Hello everyone, I'm the host of these confessions videos. My name is Mr. Ozzy Rose. I hope everyone had a great day today, this Sunday, and I hope everyone's having a great night tonight. As you know, we always step into the archives of my past when it comes to these confessions videos. And with the nice warm weather today, it brought me back to my first time chopping cotton. I was roughly getting close to 12, I think, when I first started chopping cotton here in Northeast Arkansas. And I'll never forget, it was a rough one that first day. Well, matter of fact, the first 3 days was pretty rough. I done it, but it was rough. After the third day, it wasn't so rough. Chopping cotton itself was not bad. You know, you just chop the weeds around the cotton. It's not really hard manual labor work like you think. It's just dealing with the hot temperatures doing it. And the way I worked was if it didn't rain, I worked 7 days a week. I'd work 8 to 10 hour days. I'd take a lunch break and then I'd go back at it, but the first 3 days was pretty tough. I'll tell you what was even tougher than the first 3 days of that was when the cotton run out and I was pitching watermelons. I remember how old I was when I started pitching watermelons. I was actually, I think, 14 years old. And I weighed 155 pounds. And them Jubilees, a lot of them weighed 70 pounds. And when you lift them all day, my friend, you know that you got to work out. And when you did that 7 days a week, until all that field is done with other workers, and then you move on to the next field, you stay in great physical shape. But what you're dealing with there too, of course, is the summer heat. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made it so bad too. Yeah, you're lifting weight all day, but in that heat, it's a lot worse. So because you don't pitch watermelons in the wintertime, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what, the warm day today also brought me back to when I lived in southwest Oklahoma, where I thought heat in Arkansas was bad in the summer months. In southwest Oklahoma, it's a lot worse. The humidity is higher there than it is here in Arkansas. Sometimes gets up to 115 degrees there, and it can feel like 130 or 132 degrees. It feels like a hot blow dryer on you out there. It's so hot in southwest Oklahoma, my friends. There's no mosquitoes. That's how hot it is. Lots of scorpions, spiders, tarantulas, rattlesnakes, but no mosquitoes there in that part of Oklahoma. And it does. It feels like a hot blow dryer there. I'll give you something else about the hot summers of Oklahoma. This was a couple years, I think, after my wife had passed away. And I'd done already shut down. I wasn't going out the door. I wasn't going to mess with people. I did not want to see people. I kept telling my mother, who moved in with me, I give you the money each month, go pay the bills, go get groceries. Because, I don't face people. I'm not stepping out this door. And I didn't do it. And I'll tell you what it caused me to have: pneumonia. I was sitting under that air conditioner. And my mom had to take me to an emergency room in Lawton, Oklahoma. He said, you got pneumonia. He treated me, gave me some medication to get filled. Went home, got past it. 2 weeks after I got past it, got it again because I wouldn't go outside, see. And she took me to the hospital. Same emergency room doctor seen me. And he asked me about my life. And I told him, I said, I don't go out, I don't face nobody, ain't going to face nobody. He said, well, let me tell you something, not facing nobody. He goes, if you get pneumonia for a third time, it's going to kill you. I said, I don't care if I live or not. I said, I don't want to live. He said, well, if that's what you don't want to live, he said, that's what's fixing to happen to you. He goes, you have to get outside of that home and stay out there in that heat. He said, I don't care if you're in the sun or the shade, but you got to stay out in that heat for 2 hours every day, or you're going to get pneumonia for a third time, and it's going to take your life. And he said, you will suffer a horrible death. So, I didn't want to suffer a horrible death, so don't get me wrong. So I started doing what he told me, as everyone knows, I started taking the deep plunge a few times already from life before that had happened, and there was 2 more down the road that was coming, but I didn't want to die from pneumonia, So that's why I went ahead and went outside for 2 hours, a day. So the heat here, as y'all know, here in Northeast Arkansas, it's pretty bad in the summer months here, but it is worse in Southwest Oklahoma. Believe me, go there and try to live there in the summer months, then you'll come back here and say, it ain't so bad here. So yeah, I'll tell you. Also, speaking of the heat today, I know many a year ago when I lived in West Memphis and Memphis, Tennessee, the heat, they seemed like the humidity and heat was worse in them two places. I don't know what it is about them places, but man, I tell you what, West Memphis really felt that way, and Memphis did too. It could have been just me, but I don't think so. I mean, it seemed like the heat or the humidity was worse in those two towns than they are in all of Northeast Arkansas. That's just my take on it, So it is what it is, some people will tell me, well, Ozzy, I like the winter. I can't stand the heat, and then vice versa. I don't like the real cold, but I don't like the real hot heat. That's just the way I am, So, but, the warm day today also was bringing some thoughts in my head. My late sister, she passed away, I think it was in the month of November, if I remember right. But I kept thinking about her off and on today. I don't know why. But I was thinking about her, I guess because it was such a nice day, and she died in November, quite a few years back. And I know before she landed in NEA hospital, I was going to her and taking care of her at her brother-in-law. My brother-in-law worked, and they lived with his brother, and he worked. So I was going and helping take care of her. She was on hospice care. And she was on many different hardcore narcotics, and I knew my sister was going to pass away from it. I knew that, But I moved to Truman, and I was going to come back the following day, and I was an hour late. Okay, that hour late costed me because she was in so much pain, even though she had all these drugs. She called an ambulance. Ambulance came, hospice came, took all them drugs away. And they took her to NEA hospital, where she was going to remain there, unfortunately, till she passed. But they was trying to get her in the hospice house here, and there wasn't no bed available. And I was seeing her back and forth. I was going back and forth and seeing her in the hospital every day. I was spending hours and hours, day and night with her. And then all of a sudden, I knew I was going to have some flooding issues in my apartment. I knew I had to go take care of that. So I talked to some nurses, and I said, "Is she going to be okay till I get back here early in the morning?" They said, "Yeah." Well, it turned out that she died around 3:45 that morning. And so I missed out on her death. And that kept ringing with me today, too. I don't beat myself up about it anymore. I don't beat myself up about anything regarding everybody who has done, unfortunately, passed before me. I don't beat myself up about my wife no more, my mother, nobody anymore. That was getting me nowhere. That was getting me stuck in the past, and I wasn't having no future in that. Because there is no future in the past, my friends. It's okay to go back and reflect in that past to maybe have a better future, but don't dwell there like I did. That was my number one problem my whole life. I dwelled in the past, and it crippled me for 50 years. So there is no future in it. Be happy. Everybody strives to be happy, and you know what makes you happy. And as long as it doesn't hurt you or someone else, do what it is that makes you happy, or you're going to regret it when it comes time to leave this earth. I'm living my best life now. I'm emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually fit. Thanks to the good Lord. And thanks to all of you out there too. So I live a very happy life, as most people know, here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Sometimes I go back into that past for just a minute or two. That's it. I don't dwell there because I know better. I know what will happen to me. So that's going to be just about a wrap for this commentary, for this confessions video, confessions number 38, still part 3. I hope everyone, like I said at the beginning, had a great day. God bless you all. And thank y'all so much for liking what I do, because I like what all of you do. God bless you all. Good night, everybody. So long.